What we showed during COVID is that we were able to work flexibly and remotely at scale. The technology stood up, the systems stood up, and that was a huge tribute to the public service. We're now in a situation where COVID itself is no longer a reason for that way of for working that particular way. But we've always had business cases around for flexibility. And I do think that flexibility is going to be a very important part of the way we work into the future. I think remote working is going to be a very important part of the way we work into the future. And we've got to be competitive with the private sector. There's this vast petri dish out there, both in private sector and in public jurisdictions around the world, in how you set up your workforces for the future. And it's a really interesting space, this one, and it's one that we've got to do a lot of deep thinking about in terms of how the public service goes in. And let me just come back to why we want diversity in the system. No. It's not just for the sake of diversity. It's because we want the public service to represent the Australian community it serves. So you want to have that diversity of thought in the public service and to be truly representative of the Australian people. The other thing, of course, is they bring great capabilities. It's a huge untapped pool of talent that you can access. So you want your culturally, linguistically diverse people. You want your people with disability. You want Indigenous Australians all to be part of the system and to tap into that talent better. But yes, I mean we're doing okay, and I say certainly doing better than okay on the gender side. We've still got a fair way to go. I appeared before the Royal Commission on Disabilities a couple of days on Thursday. What you'll see in our census data is something like 4% disclose on their formal human resource systems on APSET. But on our census data, which is anonymised, it's 9.3%. There's a huge gap between the two. So you ask yourself, why is that? What's the reasoning behind that? And we've been asking that question for a while. And a lot of it's essentially about people with disabilities obviously don't see there's much in it for them in disclosing or sharing that information. And that's a cultural problem we have. So a big issue there, and a big issue around getting our employee value proposition right for people with disabilities and recruiting and retaining them and how we do that better. So that's, again, part of the disability strategy that we've launched in December last year, which we are pursuing at the moment. And this is why this ministerial staff are important. Yeah. They're often very close to the minister. That's why they're there. There's an element of trust. And they often have diverse skills. Some of them may be excellent media managers. Some are very good at politics. Some may be very good at the policy that the minister's working on. There'll be a range of people in the minister's office. But they overall do the politics. It's their job to do the politics. And by them doing the politics, that keeps us clean to be impartial and provide the advice and to deliver. And I think that's an important distinction.